Jalen
Hurts
and the Eagles overcame a slow start. Teammates were suffering from flu-like symptoms, bad weather, interceptions, you name it. They teed it up, yet they still handed the Bucs their first loss of the season. Lots of impact there. Peter, your thoughts from watching the Eagles now? They are 3-0.
It was never in doubt. They won by 14. They go into Tampa, rainstorm. Who cares? We're all sick. Who cares? Kelsey's sick. Who cares? Hurts is sick. Like, they just win. And I think the stat I saw is I think they're 20-1 in their last 21 regular season games. Like, what are we talking about here? We get bored with the Eagles because they're so good, and that's a credit to them. And I think there's another dynamic this year. We always talk about the core four, and there was a great feature on ESPN before the core four, and this youth movement that they've got up front is real, and Jalen Carter is going to be something to reckon with all season long. Carter, quarterback hit here, cuts right back to the backfield, sacks to Mayfield, and then a couple plays later is able to knock the ball loose from Rachaad White. The defense overall, we talked about this Bucs team. Oh, Baker's so efficient, Baker's so competent. We've got, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. We thought that they'd be, and then it's nullified from go. And another point here, and this is like an intangible. Gosh, does that Eagles fan base travel?
What do you got? What do you mean?
I'm watching this game, and it's all Eagles fans in the crowd, and that's nothing against the Bucs fans. They were there, too. And then Sirianni goes up into the crowd, and they're doing an EAGLES chant. I've never seen this. Have you ever seen this from a head coach?
In just the middle of the second quarter, right?
No. And he thanks every one of them for coming. They are everywhere. We always talk about the national fan bases, the Steelers.
Steelers took over Vegas over the weekend.
They did.
They did. And here we go.
And when the Raiders traveled, you see that?
Yeah.
This is something, and there's great appreciation. They're on something. There's Dom in security. What's up, Dom? We see you.
That guy's name's actually Dom?
Oh, Dom. Dom is their security chief for many, many years.
All right, cool.
The Eagles fan base is almost like a part of the team right now. They're a traveling army. Like, you come and you're facing them also at home. You don't want to play them there.
Yeah.
And then they go to these opposing buildings, and it's like, oh, it's all Eagles fans. There's something happening right now. It's like a movement, and the Eagles, they are a locomotive. They win by 14, and we're like, No. They won by 14 on the road, and they dominated that building.
I love that. There's something happening off the field, fans traveling and being there. There's also something happening on the field. DeAndre Swift has said, hey, you know what? I'm an Eagle. Hand me off the ball. This is back-to-back games. This guy, 305 yards in his last two games. Last year alone, he only had 542 yards.
No way.
He's already a game or two away from beating his total of last year. This guy's jumping over people. They're showing his dad working out during the game.
Darren
Swift, just unbelievable. So much fun to watch. And their offensive line is just really good. 99 of his 130 yards came before contact. So he's getting the ball. They're driving a Mack truck through the line.
Right.
And when you talk about the offensive line, you have to talk about the tush push.
Yes.
This play just happens over and over. And Kyle, you had a debate over the fumble in the end zone.
Yeah.
I think the new debate at the end of the season is going to be the tush push. Everybody's mad that they're running it. What I can't understand is there's 31 other teams, and no one else is lining up in this formation and just doing this. 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, a yard. Line up, put your tight ends back there, running back, and just push the quarterback to tush push. I like saying it. I like watching it. It's a ton of fun.
They discussed it this offseason.
Yeah.
And it said, okay, let's table that. Diana Rossini from The Athletic had an interesting suggestion. You can do the tush push, but you only can do it once a game. Like, do you limit it and say you get one opportunity? No, you just say
no. It's a football play.
Until they ban it.
Yeah, somebody stop it, and then you'll stop running it.
Yeah, that's rock and jock stuff. You can do it as many times as you want.
It's just not a fun play to watch. It's just
I actually like it. Why don't you like it?
I don't know. I feel like football, the grace of like X and O's, is just rugby, you know?
But you're also a nostalgist. That's old-fashioned, right? It is.
It is.
So you're saying 99 yards before he was touched. He had basically a 100-yard day without being a hand on him. I mean, that's the O-line. That's amazing. Oof. Other question, Dom, security guy. Is that the guy who kept Kevin Hart off the stage after they won the Super Bowl?
No, that was a league official.
Oh, you don't mess
Super
with
Bowl we do with the league.
Right. Dom would have let him.
Dom.
We don't know.
Philly were all one. League, though, the league steps in.
Because that was a legendary stiff arm.
That's amazing.
You know who's not in the highlight, who was unbelievable last night, was A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown had 9 for 131. He had 2 catches in about the first 5 seconds of the game. And I think he had the quote of the night afterwards, too. He's just like, we're a work in progress. Like, when we get going, it's really going to get going. So I was handing out awards after the first 2 weeks and letting people join the club of we hung with the Eagles club. We didn't win, but we sort of gave them a game. The Patriots were in the club. The Vikings sort of gave them a game. The Bucs aren't in that club. They don't get to join. But my point is, like, the Eagles right now are that you ever go to a store and it's like, pardon our dust, we're renovating. They're pardon our dust right now. The sign out front of the Eagles offense says, I assure you, we are open, come in. And they're 3-0 at Pardon My Dust. They're the boutique that is refurbishing and setting sales records in the meantime. Business is not even taking a hit. I genuinely believe the best is yet to come for this Eagles offense, and they got the guy running like that, and they got AJ. And yet, remember we were talking last week after they beat the Vikings? It just doesn't quite look comfortable yet. Like, the Jalen Hurts body language isn't like it was last year. I think it'll get there. I think he was probably puking before the game last night.
Yeah.
And they won by 2 touchdowns on the road in the rain. They are the most best is yet to come 3-0 team in the league by far. We got some 3-0 teams. I'm not for certain that the Niners' best is yet to come. This might be just be their best. They may be already at a 10 out of 10. I feel like the Eagles team is 3-0 and they're at like a 7-5.
Yeah.
And that is very scary because a lot of their guys are so young, the Jalen Carter types, that they're going to play better. The offense is going to play better. So pardon their dust, but kiss their butt when it comes to 3-0. They got nothing to apologize for.
You know who woke up happy this morning? The Jesuits at St. Joe's Prep. Their endowment through the roof because Olamide Zacchaeus also went to St. Joe's Prep with DeAndre Swift.
How about that?
2 years apart, those two. Because I had to look, I was like, another North Central Philly guy just running all over town for the Eagles in our highlight to lead the show on Good Morning Football. Shout out to St. Joe's Prep. A heck of an alumni base.
No doubt.
I'm curious about, we're talking about the offense, but the defense looks incredible. Now, do you feel like they look uncomfortable the way the offense, because I think it's the offense that's making us look a little like wonky because it's compared to how they finished last season, it is not the same. But does the defense look clicked up enough?
That was the first complete game by the defense.
question.
Because I think in the first game against the Patriots, second half, they were able to dink and dunk through them. And you're like, well. And then the Vikings came all the way back. This one was like, close the door.
Right.
Nothing. That was the best defensive effort.
That safety that they had was like the most no-doubt safety I've ever seen. Like, they hand the ball off to Rachaad White, and like, you got to get out of the end zone. Like, everybody knows, like, fire off the ball. Yeah. And like, that wasn't even close. No. And that's the Eagles D-line, which might be their best
This
unit.
game, it was like 22-3, and they had the 2 games on at once. And it was one of those where like, all right, we're going to go to the other game now. Yeah. And that's when you know. And the Eagles.
Are there more competitive action?
We're going to go to the other game.